Guys, we're out here on Lake Pueblo. I'm moving to my spot right now. Water temperature at the launch ramp's 44 degrees after calibration. Slightly choppy water. I'm going to start off by throwing either a fluke or my A-rig that I just got. But there's a flat over there we're going to go hit up because it's going to be pre-spawn temperatures here for the smallmouth. See if they're staging yet. It's March 30th, so I'll let you know once we get there, okay?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to give someone 3 years. Like with Paxton Lynch, you have to give him 3 years.
20% you're in the age of free agency.
Oh, I lost him.
When you have to make a decision on a guy in 3 years. Yeah, for that fourth-year contract. It's a wasted first-round pick if the first 2 years are red shirts for a guy. That's not a good. That equals waste in my.
I met Paxton Lynch last year. He came to ESPN when I was there, and I watched all of his film and how many short passes he threw.
So I got one on a jerk bait just now, and I need to get my net out.
I'm not ready to call him a bust yet.
Because I just fired the school spots right in the wad. Straight water spots.
Was more of like an Oklahoma style spread.
Yeah, Memphis did not play a pro style offense.
But they did what was really big.
I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just
What I'm saying is there are other players that have come out of various spread style offenses.
I think he's a Colin Kaepernick, so I think he is.
Yeah.
What?
It's
No. He's a lot bigger. Like just dimension wise.
Here's the thing with Paxton,
Thin,
though.
but
He's not Jared Goff. He wasn't drafted number 1. He's not Robert Griffin III. You didn't trade him bounty, and you did that for Goff as well. You know, you moved up a little bit to get him, but it was a back end of the first round kind of deal, and you get a little bit more leeway with those. You recognize, hey, he's going to get taken at the top of the second. We're going to have to get in here if we want him, even though that's kind of where we'd like to get him, where Kaepernick sat behind Alex Smith and, you know, then eventually was comfortable enough to move in. So I'm with Cynthia. I think I hold out, see if we can take that job halfway through the season, maybe, or something like that, before I'm ready to see him.
I also don't. I think if Simeon had been bad last year, then he probably would be playing him.
Fired up the school
well
spot
enough
back.
With that defense.
Right here, that's
O-line.
that guy. That means they're staging the
maybe 4
spawn.
to 6 more games, and then maybe Paxton.
Simeon's a great backup.
On my deep diving
So if you're having him
crankbait.
to give Paxton Lynch some time, like you're just reversing the order.
What you don't want to do is start
keeper.
Paxton Lynch at the beginning of the 2017 season, and then 4 games in go, oh no, we need to go back to the other guy. You'd much rather do it the other way around.
I got this school fired up right here. There's a lot of them.
I do.
Why? They have almost identical body types. 6'6", 6'5"-ish, thin guys. Big arms.
So
Wonky but big arms. Both can run.
here's
Colin
one of them. Look at
Kaepernick's
him. He's just
ability,
fat right here.
his athletic ability, when you see
Spotted
his ability
bass.
to
It's
run back and
beautiful.
forth,
He's a supreme athlete.
he's a running back. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not a running, obviously.
That's why Ned rig is so important to have something vertical to drop on top of these spots. Oh, this is a great spot bass. Look at that spot right there. Oh man, that's a spot hippopotamus for this lake. 2-3 pounds. Look at that, yeah. It's a different one. This is the one I lost earlier. This is the hole right here from the jerk bait. Whew, look at that guy, it's so heavy. How much is this gonna weigh? Let's check it out. .5 pound spotted bass. I can dig it. 2.5 pound right here. Giant. Let's put this guy back. Pictures. Always have a finesse rig tied up. I just literally dropped it down on top of him. He's 20 feet down. So I took this Ned rig right here on a 12th ounce weight, a little green pumpkin, green flake with a little bit of orange flake in there. It's called The Money, I believe, by Z-Man. Their Z-Man head for their little Ned rig. I was throwing a jerk bait and a little crank bait, trying to get him. He was spooked because I caught him on the jerk bait earlier on a sheet. And so I threw down that little crawdad looking Ned rig, picked it up, hit it, dropped it, and then it picked it up again and ate the guy. Ate it pretty good too. But so when you miss something, you spook it, you always want to follow up with a finesse. And if you can see them on your graph like I just did, 20 feet down, 30 feet down, don't matter. Drop your finesse rig down there right on top of them. And hopefully you can catch the fish, man. It's a good indicator of what's to come today. I already caught 3. So it's pretty good day here in Pueblo. Go. Stay down. Stay down. Oh, it's a smallmouth. Fighting like a demon. Giant smallmouth. Oh, sorry, guy. Check that one out. It's a giant smallmouth. Giant smallmouth. Woo! Let's see how much this fucker weighs. I think this might be my close to my personal best. Two and a little bit. Look at him, he has like a freaking wound on his face from something. Take a picture with him. Puts me at a 5.5 pound bag for today. Let's watch this guy go. Alright, fella. Beautiful. Alright guys, here at #FishTV, we have our gear review for the day. Probably a little bit too close to the camera, but here we go with what did the damage in this really high pressured lake that I fish all the time, but it's still really difficult to get bites out there, guys. So you just gotta use something different. It's the best thing I can. With bass, it's always something different and somewhere different. But I have my Abu Garcia Vertios 2.0 micro guide, 7 foot medium. I have it spooled up a 20-pound braid. Any brand will work, but I think this is Super Slick 8. It's a pretty good braid. Go look it up. It's awesome. It's pretty expensive though. But the only problem I have with the braid is every time I catch a fish, it dig down inside of itself on my spool and give me backlashes. So if you don't want to be tying leaders all the time, which by the way, 10-pound leader, I switched from a 12-pound to a 10-pound to an 8-pound leader to get my deep dive and jerkbait down deeper. Than the lighter the line, the deeper you'll go. I use an Alberto knot to tie my leader on. It's probably the easiest one to tie on your boat when it's moving around, and it works really well with the weaker lines because it doesn't burn it as bad, and it gets to the guides a little bit easier than the double uni. And the FG knot is just really hard to tie on the boat. I can't do it, but I don't have the patience to do it because it's like a complicated mess. I'm barbecuing dinner right now for me and the wife and the kid. Editing the video. It'll be up tonight, and here's the jerkbait. So I have a Strike King extra deep jerkbait. I just unboxed it yesterday on Instagram Live. Ordered it off Tackle Warehouse. It was about $10, and it caught fish like no other. The only thing I didn't do right with this bait is I didn't change the hooks out because I didn't have the proper size hooks. So I definitely recommend finding the right equal size hooks as these, throwing it in the water and making sure, testing it before you actually use it once you replace the hooks, because these things are all about balance, and if they're not balanced right, then you won't catch a fish. So thank you guys for watching Drop Shot TV. I'll be with you guys in the next few days on my next trip, and you guys will be there with me. If you have anyone wants to go fishing with me in Colorado, I'm a guide out here, but I'll take people out if you sub and comment and stuff like that. So spread my name, spread our name. Follow me on Instagram for more. I'll be moving to California here soon, so you'll see me on the Delta, Clear Lake, Folsom Lake, all those places. I really appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned.